One time my dad was always in the young men or young women's program and always working with the youth. He was just super with youth. And he was either that or in a bishopric or something like that all the time. And one day we had a cow that bloated. You know what bloated means? It means they ate too much alfalfa, new alfalfa, and the gases in there made their stomach bloat way up, and you can die from that. And so the procedure was that if a cow was bloated, it would look bloated. It'd look puffy, really big and puffy. And so what we'd do is take a pocket knife and go to the hip bone and take one span down. And that's where we would, that right there, one span down, and right where that thumb is where we would push the pocket knife in and let the gases out. Well, we had a cow that was bloated. Wasn't too bad yet, but Dad was concerned that it might be really bad by the time he got home. In fact, it could take its life. So he told us about the cow, which was over in what we called the hospital, which was in the other side of the barn. And it was standing there and pretty soon laid down, and its paunch was just really puffed out. And we thought, well, let's do some things. And so we took a hose and ran it down its throat, and we couldn't get any gas out that way. So we ran it into its rectum, and we couldn't get any gas out that way. So we decided, well, we've got to stick it. It looks pretty bad. So Dave went running in and got a paring knife. And I don't know which one of us tried first, but we went a handspan down and we struck that thing into the cow, and it wouldn't penetrate that cow's hide. And he did it twice, and the second time it went boing, and the blade came right off of the knife and flew through the air into the hay. So he went and got another one. This time it was a bigger knife. It was kind of like a bread knife. And he brought that in, and I thought, boy, that'll do. And so we both tried that, and it would not. We didn't realize how hard our dad had to slam that knife into the cow to get it through that tough hide. We never could get it in. And we struggled and we struggled and we struggled. And finally, we said, well, I think it was Dave that suggested it. He said, let's just have a prayer for it. Okay. Now, Dad had told us, if it has a problem, call Doc Hawks, I think it was. He was the vet. And so we decided to pray for it. So we knelt down by the manger there, right next to the cow, and we blessed it that it would get better. And we got up and said, well, we've done everything we can. And we went in the house and went to bed and slept very well. The next morning we got up for breakfast, and Dad was there, and he said, well, boys, how did it go last night? And we told him all about it. And he said, well, did you call Doc Hawks? And Dave piped up and said, no, we called a doctor that was a whole lot better than him. He said, well, who? He said, Heavenly Father. And so Dad was, I mean, I'm sure that it made him happy that we did that. But he went out to see how the cow was doing, and the cow was up chewing its cud. It was not bloated at all. And it probably wasn't doing what our Father told us to do, but we had the faith. We just knew that the cow would be okay. We knelt down, we prayed for it, and we went in the house and went to bed and slept comfortably. Didn't worry about trying to leave a message with Dad or call Doc Hawks or anything like that. We just prayed for her and went to bed, and it all worked out. Isn't that special?